And we on the Hive. Sound on. You're now listening to Talk Black Unfiltered. This is your queen, your girl, Fineapple Kouassi with
Miss Cakes.
And we're here with another one. So, Miss Cakes, what it do? How was your week? How's everything going?
This was a pretty smooth sailing week for me.
Ooh.
I didn't do too much. It was pretty low key. Let's see. Monday and Tuesday of this week, I took a couple self-care days.
That's
always. It was like, like one of them was kind of pre-planned, but then come the second day, I was like, I think I'm gonna need another day. I took some time to just kind of focus on me this week. And on one of those days, I went and got a tattoo. I've been wanting to get a tattoo.
I know, we've been talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, a very small tattoo. I went and got a little, I don't even know if you can see, I went and got a ladybug. You see my ladybug?
I love
it. Yeah, I sent you a picture.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so tell us the meaning behind the ladybug.
The meaning behind the ladybug is it represents my mom. So my mom passed away in last October. And she actually had a ladybug, like a little cover up. She used to have a number on her hand. Mm-hmm. And she, I know some people be saying when I say that, yeah, mom was a little hood rat. And so she got it covered up in older age with a ladybug. And she used to always tell us, like, you know, like when I pass away, like if I can come back to visit you guys, I'm gonna come back as a ladybug. Yeah,
I love that.
So the ladybug for my family that represents my mom. So that was, you know, I got it on the same hand as her, kind of in the same area. The guy that did it, like, I have like a scar right here. I have all kinds of scars on my arms.
Baking?
Yeah, from baking. Like, they look horrible. But my most recent one that I actually got right after my mom passed away was right here. So I was really hesitant in getting the tattoo right there. And I was going to get it, like, right here.
No, you can't see it.
But I wanted it right here because, like, just when I look down, it's just that reminder. Not that I need a reminder because my mom's always on my mind. Mm-hmm. But it's just a good visual, I guess. So
to see it.
So yeah, I'm still waiting to see how it's gonna fully heal, but so far so good. I love it. Nice, small, simple.
Did you put some ointment on there?
No, I need to. Shut the fuck up. I knew you was gonna say that. That's why I was
niggas never want to moisturize properly.
Shut the fuck up. I gotta get, what is it, Bagamon? I need to get some of that.
Get something and not lotion, okay?
I haven't been putting lotion on it.
Okay.
You always talk shit. No, I'll put something on it. I need to. But so far so good.
I like it.
I like the way it turned out. I was very hesitant about it because, you know me, like, I work in an office environment. So
Did they notice it?
No, they haven't noticed it. But, you know, like, right now, people don't really even see me. And when they do see me, it's on, like, webcam.
Right, because everything's
and then I was thinking, like, you know, like, if I ever had to go for an interview or something like that, like, I could just cover it up very easy. But that was still my concern of, like, you know, I would never, you know, get tattoos on my hands or my face or anything that couldn't be covered up by, like, regular, like, office clothes, you know? Mm-hmm. So for me, that was a big deal. Like, even when I got there, I was like, all right. Like, I was shaking a little bit. He probably noticed I was a little bit nervous. Like, bitch, why are you shaking? This is not even like a big
this
tattoo.
This is not your first.
It meant so much to me. Mm-hmm. And then, again, getting it on my hand, I was like, I don't know. And then getting it red. And, you know, I was like, oh, my God, I'm doing color. I'm doing it on my hand.
And you a red bone.
I don't fucking know you, you know, and all that. But he was hella cool. You know, very professional. And straight to the point. So I enjoyed the session. I'll put his information in the information, his information in the details if anybody, you know, is interested in getting some work done. By the same person. But yeah, it was a blessing. And it kind of worked out perfectly, right? Because I've tried to get this same tattoo from, like, probably 2 or 3 other people, and the situations just didn't align. Even with this same person, the situation didn't align another time, and it was kind of like, we'll do it another time.
We were supposed to pull up and do it for us, but
but the time was just off. Yeah, we didn't get done till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It was just too much, just kind of pushing it. You know what I mean? Would have been pushing the issue. So on Tuesday when I woke up and then he had posted about, what he had going on, I was like, man, I need a slot. And it just worked out perfectly. So it was finally meant to be. Yeah, and I got it. And I'm very thankful. It's a small reminder, but it honestly it means so much to me. So, but yeah,
I'm happy you finally got that done.
I know I've just been yapping your ear off about it, huh?
Yeah, no, but it's a good remembrance of your mother, yes. Ladybug. So when we say Ladybug, that's who we're talking about. We're talking about her mom. Mm-hmm. So yeah, oh, I like it.
Yes. And I'll put some ointment on it. I promise.
How is everything else going? That's your highlight, the tattoo.
That's my highlight. Everything else is kind of cool. Taking care of different business and things like that for my business, plus like my different personal affairs that I need to get in order. I've been like very intentional in the last few weeks. So yeah, that's kind of just continued for me. Nothing that I've really like accomplished and like getting done completely, but I'm continuing to work towards things that I needed to get done.
Those small goals.
Yeah.
Setting those small goals lead to
the because you know me,
bigger.
I be procrastinating like a motherfucker, so I'm trying not to do that. Yep, I'm trying not to do that. Like,
did you not learn anything from middle college when we were in high school and junior college?
Oh, I know.
So what I mean by that, y'all, our teachers used to make us every week. Was it every week? We had to map out
that calendar due
a calendar.
For how our week was scheduled.
We were graded on this. Like, you had to turn in your schedule.
Hour by hour.
Hour by hour.
No, half an hour by half an hour.
Yeah, half an hour by half an hour. It had to be color blocked from whether you had a job,
study time,
all our classes, the study time, extra everything. Homework, everything had to be mapped out because they were teaching us about time management and organization and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was.
And I don't do that shit no more.
But I keep some of the traits.
Though. I need to.
I do that with like.
I know better. I need
Google
to
Calendar.
I need to get back to that type of stuff. Even with you be like, oh,
I'll be on her. I'll be on her.
So, but I'm doing better at stuff like that. I really am. So,
yeah, I'll be buying her planners.
I even started working on my website. Business.
Yay, because we've been talking about that for a minute.
Yeah, I hesitate to do that because like the thing about my business is I really enjoy that part of like getting to work directly with the customer to get them what they wanted. So I kind of feel like having a website is gonna cut out like that authentic piece of me that they do get within that process. But at the same time, like for basic cakes and for like, so I want to start making cakes and shipping them. So in order to do that, like I need a more professional. Like,
but not only that, I be wanting people to like see your work, see like your work and how you progress. And like all the time, there's a lot of people, especially older people, like, I don't have Facebook. I don't know how to work Instagram.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier for especially the older
tap into people outside of
social media.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. I mean, and that's the thing, like really reminding myself that okay, I have a small business, but there's so much more I can do with it, right? And it reaches me because I'll tell you what, social media keeps my ass busy. I ain't got no complaints. I got plenty of work coming from social media, but I also recognize that if I want to take my business to another level, that I have to scale it and I have to incorporate like other audiences because there's plenty of other audiences outside, like you said, outside of social media. I mean, that I can tap into like a Yelp page and different, things where people refer to get specific things like what I do, like birthday cakes and stuff. So, yeah, so that's where I'm starting. Another thing I noticed is like I'll start shit and I'll kind of get real distracted. So I'm also been very intentional about like starting something and like, okay, now I need to focus on this before I move on. You know what I mean? Let me just write that shit on my to-do list so I don't forget about it. But let me get back to this and actually finish it. So
it's the follow through that you're like getting more consistent with.
The focus. Yeah.
On following through. Not like finishing midway like, let me go back to it. That's
because I got so much shit to do. To where it's like sometimes I'm like, oh, I start this, and I need to do this, and I need to do this, and then it's like, no, let's get this done, or at least let's make a certain amount of progress on this, and then I could start working on that, and then I could work on that, but not trying to just attack everything at the same time because there's so much going on.
So your to-do list, when you write out your to-do list, is it on paper? Where do you write your to-do list?
No, it's on paper. In my book.
I think
I usually do like a work to-do list and then a personal to-do list every day.
You should put your personal to-do list on like a mirror or write it somewhere on a board in your room somewhere where you wake up and see it every day, not just on paper. I do both.
Oh, you
so
do both.
sometimes,
Okay.
sometimes what I do, people think I'm probably a mad woman, but I don't care. So you know how like, I don't know if you used to watch Being Mary Jane, how she used to have like write notes on sticky notes and post
her mirror, right?
But me, I get those chalk markers and I write affirmations on my mirror. I write goals. I've
seen people do that.
I write all that. So when I wake up in the morning, I feel like it's another form of manifestation. So in my home office, I have a board with this just wealth manifestation quotes or whatever. And in my room, it's more like goals, positive affirmations to lift me up. And if I have something to do or something important, or like when I was studying for exam or something, I would write any topic I was struggling with the most, I'd write it on my mirror. So one, like, you know how it's slide, you know, it's two sides. So one side will be like my little quotes or whatever, need to do whatever. And then one side will be like if I'm studying stuff that I need to remember. So I'm waking up and I'm just laying in bed or whatever. I look at my mirror, I'm reading whatever it is I need. I just found that helped me a little bit.
The crazy part is I put up a calendar. Like I get that
whole white. Never wrote on it?
The kids use the shit more than I do. I just cleaned my room. That was like last weekend I was cleaning my room and I finally like wiped off all their scribble and was like, I'm gonna start using that. Right. But then we're like mid-month. It's like, okay, I'll just start till April and I'll get it first.
Yes. Start April, you know. I'll be doing that.
It's like I got a calendar in my room, but that motherfucker's been blank.
First of the month so I can count properly the days.
Yeah. But I'm old school. I do everything like, you know, like I have a handwritten calendar that I carry around with me and all that. But I need to get more used to, you know, like, you know, having shit like scheduled electronically and all that. It'll just shit make things a lot more easier and put things on more autopilot so that I can focus. And I could put out more because I'm having to focus less on like administrative stuff and customer service stuff. So
you're hitting on a key point too as an entrepreneur. One thing that I learned through my entrepreneurship journey and still growing and still learning is that a lot of millionaires and billionaires, they said how they got to where they are in entrepreneurship is basically automating their business the best way they can to maximize their time. So not automating their business and basically using systems. So using systems and getting everything on autopilot to where you don't, the system's just doing it for you. Bing, your notification, pop up, your calendar and all that. So I've been working on automating a lot more of my things too in other areas that aren't automated. But some systems that aren't free are very expensive. Like good systems can be expensive, but there's manageable ones out there that you can use that like give you a free subscription to a certain point. Then you know you got to pay, but
yeah,
it's worth it.
I mean, just to have something as like simple as like you can come onto a website and you could be like, oh, I want that cake and put it in the cart and pay for it. Or something like where you can go in, you can be like, I want to build a cake. I want to add this, add an image. This is the main color. This is the accent color, and just keep it really like that simple. So yeah, I look forward to just having something like that.
Go to Sam's Club or Costco and get one of their order slips and see how they do their order slips and convert that all on the website. Like how, because you know they so many options.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah,
that's cool.
Do a little research.
So proud of you.
Yeah, you know, piece by piece. I got to figure something out. You know what I'm saying? It ain't easy out here.
All that matters is that you're doing the work. You're not talking about it. You're not thinking about it. You're actually doing it.
Yeah. I ain't got no choice.
Sure don't.
Ain't got no choices around here.
When you're a strong Black queen out here.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to make a way for yourself. I mean, and for me, it's
Not
like
trying, making.
Well, yes, you're right. You're right. Yes, you're right.
Speak it into existence.
You know, because I want to be in a position to where I'm progressing. I'm not. I don't want to just stand still. So, you know, in order to progress, you got to put in work. So, I'm in that work phase, and I'm fine with it. And it's good too, because like I'm single right now, so it's easier for me to focus on those things that I need to focus on. Yeah, you got a man around; it's just a distraction. So, yeah, I've been hella focused. So, what about you? What you been up to this week?
Man, you know I've been real boring lately. I just been.
Sometimes we need them boring weeks.
Y'all know I've been talking about this test, this exam. It's approaching. I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel ready, but I'm still gonna take the exam to see where I'm at. But
it's on like what day is it?
It's like it's on a
like next
day.
week.
Yeah, it's like
it's
next week in a week. So I have my mapped out like studying schedule of what like I plan on doing. Been waking up early, doing that, like getting up early. Trying to do that, stay focused, like to study like a couple hours, like studying brackets, intervals. And then I want to get back to, so after this exam and all that, even studying, like one thing that I do want to get back to that I've been like slacking on is reading. But reading books that are going to help me in my growth as an individual, as an entrepreneur and in entrepreneurship, business, and whatnot. So, and just in general. So, there's one book that I was reading. I can't think of it. I was
just having that conversation with somebody. The Law of Success.
I forgot who it's by, but I'm gonna finish reading that. And then I've been hearing a lot about, and I've heard a lot about, and I've actually seen on what is it, Charlemagne the God's show. There's this man by the name of, what's his name? Some called, but I'll pull it up. I just ordered his book. It's called Powernomics: The National Plan to Empower Black America.
Oh! I know. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
It's both at the tip of our tongue. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. It's like Claude.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, I ordered that. I ordered his book.
I've watched a lot of things with him.
Yeah. So I like what he's talking about. I like his mindset. I like what he has to say. And I'm very interested. Claude Anderson.
Yeah.
Claude Anderson. Because I took a lot of Pan-African Studies classes in my undergraduate years. And I just think that as African-American people, we need to know who we are. And I feel like
we need to understand our history, who we are, and the importance of us needing to work together as a unit, as a people, to empower our people so that we can get back to the wealth class that individuals are trying to keep us out of. So I want to read that and get some game from it and see how I can apply it to what I already know, and maybe to provide me some clarity on some things that I just was just like, why? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You may be curious about.
Yeah. And then pretty much that. And then, I finally got my taxes done. Finally, taxes is done. So I'm happy about that. But now for me, it's just like, okay, now I signed stuff to file it. Getting my tax return, my next move that I'm going to make with the money. So I'm thinking about putting a certain, putting a heavy amount in a Roth IRA. And that up. That's what I was telling you about. Like, so if you're under the age of 50, you could put up to $6,000. And then if over the age
max.
And if you're over the age of 50, it's 70.
How many can you have? Can you only have one?
You can, I believe it's one. But I'm not sure on that, which is why I need to do more research, because I want to do a Roth IRA because of the tax benefits and breaks that you can get from it. And then I know I'm thinking about, I want to set up one for my daughter.
And that's just savings.
Yeah,
right?
It's a savings. Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to set one up for my daughter. I'll probably do half half for me, half for her, set that up because as a business owner too, it's a benefit for me to pay. I just pay her, put the money right in the IRA for her. So by the time it's time for her to use it, that's all tax-free money. So I'm working on that. And then, like figuring out my next financial plan. Like, most people when they get, or people want to go shopping or buy that new car and shit. Like, but it's just like, okay, I don't usually do that. But now since, the venture that I'm on, I'm like, okay, what's going to be the next best move? This is chestnut checkers. Like, do I want to put in a Roth IRA or do I want to put some in the market to try to like, see where it grows? Because once you put that in the Roth IRA, it's locked. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like.
We talking about taxes, right? Who claims the child? You or baby daddy?
Me. Of course, me.
Does he try?
Of course he brings the conversation. He brings the conversation and he tries. But that's a no-go. No, sir.
Yeah.
So I shut it down.
Well, you got the one child too, so I guess I can I've got 3, so, but I claim all 3.
As you should. I feel like the woman, the primary, but it's different for me. Like, I feel like, okay, if you're married or something that like y'all can switch or whatever. But I was open and willing to do that. Like when the conversation was brought up. But once trust was broken in the financial area, that created PTSD for me. I was just like, oh no, you not, nah. We're not going to go there. I was open to do like, okay, maybe this year you do it next year, and then we split the cut. But
so you were open to the compromise, but
I was open
if
to
you
the
could
compromise.
trust the situation.
But yeah, the situation and the circumstances that I had been through with the interview, I was like, nah, I don't think that would be the best move for me to do.
Yeah, I be hearing like people be like, oh, who's claiming the kids? People just be out there like running their mouths about different stuff. For me personally, like, I don't know. We just kind of do what works for both of us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's really just kind of how we handle it. Like, even though we're not together no more, we still gotta, make that shit work.
The best way, because you have 3, so.
Yeah, and it just made more sense for me to claim them. So, but who knows how we're gonna do it next year? You know what I mean? But I'm open to not. Well,
we got 3. You can claim 1. I'm claiming 2.
Yeah. Well, yeah, most likely that's how it would end up being. Mm-hmm. But it's weird how people just be fighting over the shit. But like, I get it,
Yeah, because it's just like, okay, whatever money does come back, you not gonna spend it. It's gonna be right invested, whether it's into a investment broker account or whether like it's an IRA account or savings, high yield, whatever. It's going to be invested properly. It's not to go showboat and for everybody else, look what I got. Nah.
Exactly. Now that's where I would have more of an issue.
Maybe
right?
Pay off some debt.
That's where baby daddy could be like, nah, bitch, you need to give me some money. You know what I mean? Or nah, bitch, you need to let me claim one of them too, right? Because like I could totally get that to where from the male perspective, if baby mama is just claiming the kids, especially if he's participating, right? He's helping care for his child throughout the year and all that, right? He meets her halfway. He does his part.
He respects.
I could understand him getting mad at seeing the bitch get hella dough and then just blowing it. Like, you gonna go get your body done out with your taxes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'd be pissed off as a baby daddy too. So
yeah, of course.
But if she's getting it and she's like using that as her cushion, right? Or she's investing it, or she's at least trying to do something positive with it, then it's like, I don't understand those baby fathers that it's
not
like
being reckless out here.
Yeah, or they just want to take from her situation and not see her win. So, you know what I mean? I guess it's all just a matter of different, situations.
Even when it comes to like the refund checks. Like, I feel like it should go to...
What do you mean, like the stimulus?
Yeah, like, how people were getting tax credit or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then certain individual, like, that it's like, oh, well, it's going to you, like, feeling like they should get a piece of that money. But it's just like, nah, like, this money, extra money we're in a pandemic. We need to buy groceries. We need to pay bills. Motherfuckers can't, you know what I mean? Like, you thinking... I'm just going to go blow this money. Granted, there are maybe some, like we said, that individuals that do that. But it's just like the same thing. It's just like, nah, like if you have a responsible baby mother,
Yeah.
or your wife or whatever,
or who has the expenses
compromise, and
well.
who has expenses, and who provides the most care for the child or the children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you're a present father that's consistent and everything like that, and you guys are both mature enough on that level, then you can figure out, okay, well, that what works, that saved this amount, and then that split this amount. You know what I mean? Because you do whatever. So let me throw you $2K real quick. I'll keep $2K. The rest we're gonna set aside for the kids, and the rest I'm gonna need for a cushion in the event anything happens. So if you ain't got it, we covered type shit.
Exactly.
So I feel like there just has to be room for compromise, and a lot of times people's egos get in the way of that.
Mm-hmm. Or their wants.
On both aspects.
You know I mean, the other side of it is like, motherfucker, I'm the one paying into these damn taxes.
Facts.
Right? So there's like a part of it like,
income,
all of this is not just
taxed
from these motherfucking kids. You know what I'm saying? Some of this shit I done paid into that I'm supposed to be getting back.
And that's the thing too, like literally.
They forget that. You know what I mean?
Or sitting here,
or who's maintaining healthcare throughout the year, and who's taking on, you know, certain burdens. So, but yeah, I think it's important that you still have that healthy compromise, you know, so that it's not so one-sided. Because I mean, as a woman, of course, I'd be wanting to be like, no, it's all mine. But then I have to be reasonable, because at the end of the day, I'm not raising kids by myself. There's a lot of women that are in situations where they are taking on the burden of raising their children alone. And in those situations, hell yeah, keep your money, right? But if you're having a situation where he participates and again, he does his part, then he's just as entitled as you are. You know what I mean? And so at the, you know, like for me,
the man is being a stand-up father and a grown-ass man.
An issue. To tell you the truth,
it won't be an issue. It's not even going to be a second thought. He's not even going.
But
he won't even have to ask. But she shouldn't offer.
She shouldn't be in a place where she just assumes that it's all hers, and he shouldn't be in a place where he just wants to take from her, right? And if you can have two individuals ideally working through that, everything should flow perfectly fine. Because he's like, as a man, you should not want to take from your baby mama. You should want her to have a cushion. You should want her to have security and financial stability, so that she can maintain whatever she has going on, because that exactly, that helps your children, right? But then you also shouldn't have a woman who automatically is just like, oh, this is mine, right? Because then you're shutting down any room for compromise or any you know what I mean, flexibility either way. So I guess it just depends on what type of person you're dealing with. You know what I mean? Like with the stimulus money that was coming in, like, you know what I mean, I needed the money. I got hella expenses and shit. So when that shit was coming in, it was like I wanted the whole thing for all three of them, you know. And then here come my ex, you know, asking about it, and it was like, so I had to be reasonable. Even though I wanted the money, it was like, okay, at the end of the day, this is coming for all three of our kids, and we both take care of them. So, I'm gonna have to compromise somewhere. And even though I didn't want to, I did. And then we finally compromised. Like, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna give you this much off of what they're giving me. And then when I finally got to the point of giving it to him, he was like, you don't even got to give it to me, just keep it. I was like, you motherfucker, you sat there, stressed me the fuck out. Now I finally fucking compromised and give it. Just be like, nah, just keep it. I was like, you know what? Thank you.
But mine tried to like bring up like, because you know they were doing, what is it, the tax credit, and then they were giving the money for, what was it, like the
that
200-300,
you send up?
the 200-300 a month. Okay, you get
but
the tax
money
credit.
You already got.
You get the tax credit, and then they was giving, what was it, the stipend each month
that you already got, right?
Yeah. But they're not giving it no more. That's supposed
to come off the top of your taxes, the $10 tax credit they gave you. You know that, right?
Yeah. So
you got to go and report and say, hey, I already received this much, and then they take it off what you started with. Well, I don't know. You don't do your own taxes, but I do. Yeah. So when you start your taxes off this year, they give you $10,000 that you start off with before you even start entering information, right? Because they gave you these credits. But that's why a lot of people are making out a lot of money, because they ain't going and, like, for example, I got almost 5 racks from the upfront money, right?
Okay.
I had to go in, I had to report, I got this 5 racks already throughout the year.
So that came off
that came off that 10 racks off the top. A lot of people are not reporting that shit, and so they're gonna end up getting it twice. But when they get audited, or if they get audited, the shit gonna come back to bite them because they're basically getting that stipend money twice.
Mine try to basically bring up both, whatever. I can't even keep. Anyways, he tried to mention
the money
both.
You already got, and then the credits.
And I was like, bro, that money's going straight into her IDL account. I don't even spend or touch that.
Well, you only got one kid. I mean,
yeah, that's why I'm like, you acting like we got like a whole bunch of kids. I'm like, it's $300. Not that I'm complaining.
Yeah.
Two of it goes to her savings account, and 100 goes towards her, like whatever I need for her. So what are you saying?
Primary parent too, so
yeah, like
you can't even dispute that.
So I was just like,
you can't even dispute that. See, I didn't have that leg to stand on.
Yeah, I was just like, bro, like.
I still also be like I said, you still let me keep it, but I didn't have that leg to stand on. I had to compromise, but it was just, once I did compromise, it was like he gave in too. So.
But then when I broke it down, like, yo, you XYZ, this needs to be XYZ, just to save face. I don't want to,
Yeah, you got to keep
It's like, oh, okay. I get it now. I understand that. I'm like, bro.
So once you communicate,
yeah.
Then it was like, then he kind of backed off.
I'm like, do you think?
Because I'm not in Hawaii. We just go, wow, you finna go.
I'm not in Turks and Caicos right now, where I want to be on the beach, half naked, popping it for pimp on social media. I'm here at the house, like studying, working on my business. Like, yo, like. Chill. Yeah. Get off me.
That's probably what it be though. Like I said, they probably be thinking baby mama's just gonna get this money and just wild out while they sit at home broke. No,
I'm a grown ass woman with responsibilities and businesses.
I'm gonna go get my ass and titties done for some other man to enjoy off our kids.
That's all they be worried about. Like, oh, not what done. You ain't going on no vacation, no girls trip, no nothing, and get no juice, no. Like, why you worried about that?
You get your ass done and I can't even touch it. Yes, nigga. Yes, nigga.
What's that new booty? The new body that nigga saw.
That you can't touch.
Can't touch the new body.
Oh, shit. Okay. I have a topic for us to discuss. I want to get your opinions. I'm just full of opinions on this topic, but I want to run it by you. Get your insight. All right. You ready?
What you got to say? Because you be making people mad.
No, not so much. I got a lot
of. But you be getting people in their feelings, like getting them thinking, and the wheels turning motherfuckers' head.
I really try. So look, okay. Quick question: can you be submissive to a man that is broke?
No. Hell no. But
no.
I say that now from past experiences.
Explain.
So boom. I already told y'all.
Wait. Can you be submissive at all?
Yes.
Okay. You have no problem with being submissive. Okay. All right. Now
I don't have a problem, but I just the man has to earn it from me.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm already an alpha woman. Mm-hmm. So I'm told, like, I have a strong personality. I don't feel like I do, but I'm told this often. I'm just very outspoken individual. And the type of men culturally that I date aren't used to that. They're used to submissive women, but not one that, like, progressively, like, speaks her mind and what she thinks and what she wants and what she expects.
Okay.
So for me, I kind of like, I won't say battle, but sometimes it's hard to kind of like switch, because dating an African and dating.
Yeah, because you be liking them Africans.
Well, I'm African. It's in my blood.
I know. And I be fucking with them Africans.
But the thing is, that's who gravitates to me.
I'm just saying. You be fucking with them Africans. I know.
Yeah. Yeah. And then dating. What would I say? African American or Black, however individuals identify themselves. I just noticed the difference. And so back in my young days.
What do you mean the difference as far as?
The brokenness and how and why I will not submit.
What the fuck you mean?
And why I will not submit. Because it's different types of broke for the culture. So let me explain. Back in the day, back in the it's levels to this shit. It's levels to it's levels to this shit. There's a difference in brokenness. I'm telling you. It is true to me. It's true.
Okay, wait. Okay, the level. Fuck, you're making my eyes tear up. The levels. Okay, fuck.
The level of brokenness.
The level of broke. Okay, so it's different from like a. Explain.
Okay, so for me, back when I was dating young, you know, I used to date the younger thug, you know, the black boys, whatever, African American boys, whatever. So I noticed that, like, with those type of person, I was just gave them more of a chance because I was just like, okay, like, we're both young, like, maybe we can grow. Like, I looked at more of the potential.
Okay.
Right? So I was just like, okay, I know that we're young and I'm looking at your potential, which is allowing me to be somewhat submissive, right? But I just feel like when I was younger, with that came a lot more jealousy. I found more jealousy and dating African-American broke men.
Wait, on which side?
African-American broke men,
but
black guys.
You were jealous or they were jealous?
Them. So they're the broke one, not having as much money, because I've had a job since I was 15 and a half.
Okay.
I've kept a job, you know me, multiple jobs. I've always had one or two jobs since the legal age to work.
Okay.
So dating dudes my age, some of them wouldn't have a job.
Yeah, they weren't established. We were young.
Established. Uh-huh. Even up to our 18, 19, 20s. You know what I'm saying? Where they should have a job, right?
Yeah.
Making money, at least some type of income, hustle, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I found with that caliber of dude dating and talking to, when I did my best to be submissive, because I'm thinking like, okay, potential, we're still young, whatever. But I found that they were more jealous because I never stopped and slowed down. And they felt like, oh, you think that you're better? It became like more of a competition. So more jealousy and envy came into play. On top of, like, it gets annoying when a motherfucker is asking you for money. A dude, if that, and it's just like, damn,
I ain't got no respect for that.
You know what I mean? Like, damn, nigga, you already annoying, you already broke, you're already sitting here acting all jealous and shit.
When I was younger, I probably viewed it a little bit different.
And I was more willing to spend, like, that's when I was more willing to be like, okay, you're broke, to spend money, but it made it hard for me to respect them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and
that's why we would clash, because a nigga would think that, oh, I was supposed to submit. Why am I submitting to you? You know what I'm saying? You sitting here acting jealous and broke when I'm still trying to be submissive. I'm going out of my zone.
Jealous and broke.
Well, you're acting jealous and you're broke at the same time.
I hear you.
And then I'm sitting here doing my best to be submissive because I like you and I care about you, and I'm looking at the potential that you have. But yeah, you making it fucking hard to respect you, nigga, because it's like, damn, I'm already submitting to you a little bit, and then this is it? That's why I was like, nah, I can't do that shit no more. And then on the African side, it's just more like them trying to like hustle you for money and ask, and it's the begging, and it's the telling me a whole like, my auntie, my uncle, like this, she's sick, malaria, I didn't take no food today, auntie's baby is sick. I can't got no money for you to feed your cousin and to feed your auntie and to feed grandma. No.
And it's like, that's really that's
and it's like you really trying, and it's like, not on top of that, from both sides, it's not. It's more from that side. I feel like it's more the manipulation. Because
and you don't know
African men have their pride, and you don't know their true intent. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like more with that, it's just like, for me, I'm just like, okay, you broke.
So you got more kind of like scammer nature but with then the Africans, like, where you like, I don't know if you really like me or if you just need
the ulterior motive. I feel like what a black or African American dude, you already know off the rip. Like, I'm like, okay, like,
because they could be hit and miss too, but I guess it's just a little. It's just.
But you're not going to think about that. They're going to ask them money for themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be like, baby, I need to get this, or they want this, or some shoes or shit. But with with African men, I feel like you want me to be you and the whole village. Like, my nigga, no. And I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just like, nah, bro. And then it's like me, I'm like, it gets more manipulative. Because it's like with them, African men, it's like the ego. Like, they're like, they used to submissive women. And it's just crazy because when when they know you're American, they just think, they don't know that like I'm African. They just like, oh, like, okay. And then they're like,
they can take advantage of you?
Are you African? Are you African American? I'm like, what does it matter? I'm more. That's why I start telling people I'm more. But, so they'll be like thinking that they can like play me. So it'll be like, they're making you think that it's more manipulation, making you think that like it's for them when really it's a hidden ulterior motive to pay for like, not just them, but like 2-3 other people. You know what I mean? Trying to make the responsibility yours to like feed their family.
I can't do that.
And then it's like, and then on top of that, want you to respect them and not talk to them crazy and be submissive. And it's like, how? You want me to feed you and your homie and grandma and auntie and your sister and your cleaning lady? Nah, and you want me to sit here and respect you, or I can't say what I think, or, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that.
I hear you. It
don't work like that.
It's like a whole nother expectation of
you got the expectation is too fucking much.
Okay, yeah.
But on the black side, with black African American niggas, whatever you want to call them, okay, they be trying to be broke and disrespectful. Like I had it like, where like the disrespectful, like where if you don't want to give them money or something, like they'll go try to like, I've had the experience like go pimp on a female or want to call you out your name and do, you know, like get more verbally abusive, and from my experience want to get more verbally abusive because they're not getting what they want. And then the jealousy and the envy comes into play because you're not submitting to them the way they want you to submit, right? And then that's when the disrespect from them comes in. The jealousy. I've dealt with the jealousy. I've dealt with
broke men who
them wanting you
submissive.
To slow down and them wanting you to lower your standards. And it's just like I've already lowered my standards by trying to just being attractive and fuck with you based off potential. And I'm already losing just fucking with you, and you can't.
I'm already sacrificing
because I try to be like, let me look at the person. I was the type, you know me. Oh,
well, when we're younger, like
whatever. Now I'm not open to that shit based off of experiences, and even now,
when we were younger, honestly, like the word submit used to offend me. When I was younger, I was
a negative connotation in a disrespectful way.
Exactly, and that's how I viewed it when I was younger. So when I was younger, I was in a relationship when I was younger.
Excuse me, not to cut you off, and I think also too when we're younger, a lot that plays into that, why we feel that way, is the music and the music videos and how, you know, the video vixen, the music, what niggas is talking about, and the music, you know what I'm saying? That also played in like, oh, we ain't gonna be submissive. This nigga talk about, I thought you knew I was a gangster bitch, fuck, falling in love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you're like, okay, so if I submit, you know what I mean? You're listening to music, all that stuff also influences the way you think about submission, being submissive.
For me personally, back then when I was younger and that, like I was in a relationship, I was in a long-term relationship. I was in a relationship, from 13 to 19, you know, pretty young. And the word submit, that always came up in the context of like our relationship, also because I was dating a preacher's son. Right. And so there would be certain things that would happen, and the feedback I would always get was that I needed to submit. Right. I needed to submit. So for me, like I always kind of pushed back because I wasn't raised like that. I was raised in a completely different type of household. And so for me, it was like this clash of like kind of in a sense culture, because when I was with my boyfriend's family, there was this submissiveness within the household where the mother, you know, did certain things, father was the head of the household thing, right? And then in my home, my mom was the head of the household, single mother, doing it all, dad wasn't around, right? So I had like this clash of perspectives in that regard that I had to kind of navigate through at a young age. As I got older, it wasn't until I want to say I was already married that the idea of like submissiveness not being such a bad thing, that's when I made like this mental transition in that regard after a lot of growth, having my own kids, things of that nature. But it also wasn't until even I want to say like towards like the end of my marriage where I even really evaluated myself in terms of my level of submissiveness and whether I provided that to my marriage or not, right? But okay, let's go back a little bit. From my perspective, can I submit to a man who is broke? I say no. And the reason why I say no is because I think that in order for me to submit to somebody, and I mean like submit in a very genuine way where that is something that I want to do, it naturally flows for me as compared to it being something that is expected of me, right? Because a lot of people can just fake the funk and do what's expected of them. But for me, if you want me to truly be in a submissive place, then there's certain things that have to align for me. I have, like, number one, I have to trust you. Right. I have to feel safe. I have to feel secure, and my needs need to be met, right? And there's a variety of different needs, right? But the safety, the security, the trust, like those things, you have to give me something to respect in order to submit to you, right? So if I trust you, right, and that it's not a matter of like, oh, is he out here running the streets with other bitches, right? You better not be doing that. I better be able to trust you to not be doing that. But at the same time, right, there's a level of trust of where can I trust you to really make the best decisions with my best interest in mind? Can I trust you to prioritize me and my needs even sometimes over your own, right? Because if you're making decisions for me, then you need to have a certain level of selflessness that plays into your decision-making process, right? So I feel like those are the things that for me would have to align in order for me to authentically submit to his leadership, right? And I also feel like, like for me, like I have to respect you.
Yeah,
it's not so much about the money, right? But at the same time, there's certain like elements of a man that I like automatically respect, right? And one of those is like ambition, right? The ability to have follow through, to have vision, right? Things like that. I feel like those are the things that make a man a good leader. If I don't see those characteristics in you, I'm not gonna trust you enough to put down my guard enough to let you lead me. Like it's just not gonna happen because I'm an alpha woman. I've been doing shit on my own. Even when I was in relationships, I've still been maintaining shit for the both of us, right? So, but now I'm in that place in my life where it's like I'd love to let somebody down. Yeah, I'd love to have like a real man like step in and take the wheel, but you gonna have to be a real solid ass man stability. To do so. Yeah, you gonna have to have the ability to provide stability, right? I have to see something in you that's a little bit deeper than just potential, right? Especially at the age I'm at. And I got 3 kids, right? So yeah, I can appreciate potential, especially like in my earlier years. You know what I mean? Like my ex, you know what I mean? I saw potential in him. I wouldn't have given him 3 kids if I didn't see certain potential in him in that regard, right? But even as I'm older, I can't fuck with you. I can't be serious with you if you're broke, because by this point, if you had all those characteristics that are important to me when I evaluate who is a good man for me, if all of those align, you're not going to be broke. So for me, it's not about whether or not you have money, but it's about like who you are as an individual. And if all of those things align to what I require, then you're not going to be broke.
But I also feel like too, broke is a mindset. You get what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
So
yeah,
when I say broke,
you could be rich, you could lose it all and get it right back, right? It's a matter of who you are. Do you have certain abilities in you to make that comeback? Not can you just make it one time, get lucky, and now you're set. But no, but what happens if you lose that shit? Can you bounce back? Are you that type of nigga that could bounce back? Because I see a nigga through all them transitions, no problem, right? But again, the mindset. Are you the type of nigga who could take?
That's why I said it's broke on different levels.
Everything taken away from you and still bounce back. You know what I mean? And me ride your wave that whole way. Absolutely.
So that's why I said that's what I meant when I was saying like there's different levels, because mindset also plays into broke, because like we said, like when we were younger, you're more open to it. It's hard because you're looking at the potential. But at the same time, there's
and
people
a little bit
that
more
you
trusting and naive.
Yeah. And then you're a little bit more willing to try to be submissive, to learn what it is to be submissive, and if you like, you know how being submissive works for you, right? And what makes you feel comfortable to be submissive. What are the things that a person has to do to make you submissive, right? So what I mean by that is like, okay, you to be like, I've always had the type I feel like I've ran into where it's like, okay, I see the potential, but you have a broke mindset along with broke pockets. That shit don't align.
Both.
You got both. So now,
and at 19, that might be okay. We could work with it, right?
But at this day and age, that's why I said, hell no. Because at this age, nah. I understand that broke goes both ways. It could be a mindset and financially. But at this age, I'm just like, no, because it's hard for me to respect a man.
Yeah.
Being an alpha woman.
That part.
That I constantly have to feel like I'm wearing the pants instead of the thong or the panties. I don't like that, because as an alpha woman, it's like we constantly you have to be strong, you have to be independent, you have to be dominant. There's so much out here in the world that we have to do and deal with as women, right? And so I want stability. I want someone who can also bring something to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to be able to bring to the table so that we can be equal, so that I feel comfortable. Or more. Equal or more. So that I can feel comfortable to allow myself to submit to you.
Exactly. Which is like, in a sense, I'm giving up the power. Now, of course, it's a matter of, again, you can go back to semantics, right? Because they say, just because you're submissive, it doesn't mean that you can't talk, you can't share your opinion. It's not that, but there is an element of power that you're giving up to that man, right?
Yep.
For him to take the lead, right?
But I also was watching, I can't remember, it was a podcast, I can't remember which one, and they were talking about relationships, and there was a couple on there, they're like therapists, I don't know, but they were talking about the keys to their 4 F's, which are the 4 keys to relationship, and they were talking about it being faith, finance, and fitness. So that's take away faith, that's take away fitness. What's the main fitness? Finance. You know what I'm saying?
3, okay.
And finance, I feel like it's also one of the, aside from like infidelity or why people may split up, finance is the number one thing that makes people argue, that like causes problems in relationships.
Okay.
So for me, at this point, like I said, like now I'm dating with purpose. I'm dating intent because I want to settle down. I want to have like extend my family. I want to build. I want a partnership with someone. Finance is important. So I'm looking to see, can you take care of yourself without having to ask me for anything?
Number one.
Are you stable yourself? Because if you can be stable yourself, and then you don't have the broke mindset, and you're a go-getter, and you're on the same wavelength as me, don't you get me all hot and bothered if you tell me you working and then you say, I got a side bit. I feel like, you got a business too, baby. You into entrepreneurship. Like, that's the type of shit that I'm like, okay.
And he's able to.
It makes me want to submit
himself
automatically, like, damn, okay, daddy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not, I know that he's not going to look at me as competition. I know that he does not have the broke mindset. Okay. And I know, and he'll be willing to grow. You know what I'm saying? And then I know
ambition
that he has ambition, and that he can provide me stability that will make me feel comfortable as an alpha woman to like just relax and be the submissive woman that I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I can feel comfortable just to be like, not have to feel strong and independent and do all this shit. Like, I can count on you. I can't count on no broke nigga to help me figure out any solutions. They're gonna be like, I don't know, babe. You can't even fucking help me come up with some solutions and shit. It's like, I don't want to always have to be the one to have the solutions and the problem.
A nigga with a good head on his shoulders, right?
Yeah.
Because that's why I take it back. Like, it's not even about the money, right? Because if you are a man with a good head on your shoulders, then most likely you're not broke, because you have that intellect where you've been able to figure it out, right?
To get there.
Making money ain't hard, right? But if you got
the strategy,
and it's the mind, it's the mindset. So if you have the mindset, you can make the money. It's really it's not about so much the money. Are you broke or not? But no, but what are you capable of as a man? Are you capable of making those decisions, right? How do I, as a woman, say that I'm gonna allow you to lead me, but there is nothing that you can teach me? Right?
Yeah, which is why I'm like, that falls with no respect.
That? How can I respect that enough to let you lead me, but I'm the one teaching you everything, right? So that's why I think that because sometimes people are like, oh, submissiveness should just be like a natural thing. No, it's not natural. You have to give me something to respect in order for that to naturally be evoked in me. Like, I'm not going to respect somebody and to a certain extent, it's like they can't even meet me halfway.
Yeah, it's like,
or why do I have to give up my power? Why do I allow you to lead and make all the financial decisions, and I'm contributing the same amount as you?
Yeah.
Right? So like it's interesting how the submissive, the idea of being submissive, how it all correlates to this financial side of things, right? Where you have like this man, that what people usually think of, right? A submissive situation. You got the mom staying at home, the dad, goes out and works. He's the provider. She just totally submits because he's maintaining everything. Well, you usually see that dynamic, and that dynamic usually flows because it's like that reciprocal energy taking place, right? You get in a situation where we're both half and half. It's like, how do you expect me to be the one to give up more? I'm not only am I paying half the bills, but you also expect me to submit to you. But at the end of the day, what is it in you besides you having a dick between your legs? What is it that makes you a leader in this situation? To expect me to fall back, but you're not showing me that you actually are the leader. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you have to show me that you're a leader before you got to be a good leader in order for me to let you lead me.
That's just like when you have back in the day your kings and queens and people submitting to their king, their queen, or their god because they had something to submit to. That king or that ruler or whatever, that god was providing that stability that they needed in whatever way to make people submit. You know what I'm saying? There was still that leadership there, that whatever they were providing to still make them individuals to submit and look and respect that person.
Well, yeah, but
so
that's
submission
in societal hierarchy. So.
But I'm just saying, like, still, like, for someone to be submit to a king, queen, that doesn't mean they have to like their king or queen, but the ones that do submit to them, they see value in them. That person's providing leadership.
They're bought into it.
They're bought into it. Like, maybe that's not a good example, but I'm just like,
no, I hear
just
you.
For example, you know what I'm saying? And so with that, it's just like submissiveness and respect go hand in hand.
Uh-huh.
You're not going to get submissiveness out of me if I don't respect you. Uh-huh. And I find that it's hard for me to respect a so-called quote unquote man that considers himself broke. When I was out here dating, as soon as a nigga be like,
himself broke or is considered broke.
Or consider himself broke, or says, "Oh, I'm broke," or in this statement, I go the other way. I said, "Oh,
you really we don't got say men those out here admitting that they're broke."
You know, Peppy used to. I'm so broke. I'm like, "Oh, bro, I'm the other way. I'm like, you need to stop saying broke, and maybe you should start changing your language, because you saying that you're broke, you're starting to believe that, and like I said, it goes into your mindset. You're not broke. You out here spending your money the wrong way." Mm-hmm. And you don't have the money to be spending on the shit that you're spending money on, which is why you're saying you're broke. Mm-hmm. So you're going to keep yourself broke, and you're going to keep yourself in the broke mentality and the broke mindset, to the point to where it's like you expecting what? the woman to buy you drinks when you go out or the woman to do whatever. Like, nah. And I think that's where a lot of these dudes get it twisted by feeling like, you know, there's some women out here that are submissive to men who have a broke mindset and who are broke financially, or one or the other.
I seen somebody. Sorry,
there's some women
I seen somebody just post today, right? And the post was like,
because they simply love them.
No cap. There's women out here that'll love you regardless of your situation.
Yes,
yeah, that's true. But those a lot of the time are also women that are easily taken advantage of and have not experienced yet those men that will take advantage of the fact that you will love them through any situation. Because I'll tell you what, the average woman will love you through any situation. It's when she starts going through certain experiences and she starts getting played when that natural characteristic in her is taken advantage of. Right? That's when she starts to adjust.
And that kills me the most. It's like when a broke motherfucker wants to do that, like go and cheat and be disrespectful, like you said, in that kind of way. And that also contributes to me being like, a hell no, I won't broke, because if you can't engage with me, your mindset is, well, let me go pimp or manipulate the next female to get it from her, so that you don't have to grow up, mature, and be a fucking man and learn how to go out here and provide for yourself. Be a baby boy out here in the streets. Don't nobody want no fucking baby boy. Nobody wants a fucking Jody. You know what I'm saying? Like, a woman wants a real man.
You're right.
That's going to be a stand-up man, provide some stability, give a woman something to respect
as
and
women.
That
is impressive to us as a woman. That is attractive to us when we see a man that is stable. Because going back to the beginning of time, right? You go back to like when women used to just care for the home and men would be out there getting it, like, or even like go way back, right? We were what with the gatherers, right? We took care of the kids and we gathered and we stayed close to the homestead and cooked and prepared things, right? The man would go out and all of that, right? So you even look at that whole setup, right? The woman naturally, right, is supposed to be looking for stability, is supposed to be looking for a man that can provide, because she is the bearer of the children. At the end of the day, it's mama's baby, right? So if mama's smart, she needs to make sure that she's creating these children within a stable situation. So going back, even with that concept in mind, you get what I'm saying? Like it's natural for us women to again, in a sense, submit to that leader who's going out and providing for us. But at the same time, like, we have to have like an element of like reciprocation that comes with it, right? He's taking care of me, I'm taking care of him. He's taking care of me, I'm taking it. It's just naturally embedded in us, right? But
reciprocation, partnership, teamwork.
Yeah, and with that, right?
Kingdom.
That's why women look for stability, which translates into a man having, like, you know, being financially set, right? And sometimes it'll be dressed up like, oh, these women are gold diggers and da-da-da. No, naturally, we have to worry about stability. Men are not out here worried about stability. You got baby fathers and all that who come out of relationships who got kids. They're not focused on getting into new situations where they're providing stability to their children, where they're providing families and situations like that when they're no longer providing that, right? Yeah. They're more out there just kind of running the streets and doing their things. It's usually the women who come out of situations and are looking for like a new, like, for example, I'm a single mother with 3 kids, and my next situation and what I would prefer to be in is another serious situation where it could be family like, right?
Right.
That's probably is completely different from what my baby daddy is looking for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because he's a man and doesn't naturally have to care for the children.
That is something that it's subconsciously embedded. It's innate, and that's just because we are the ones who birth the children. We are the nurturers. So in order for us to nurture the right way, we have to have some type of stability that backs us. And so that's why it all translates into a man being able to provide. Can he provide for himself? Can he provide for his seeds? Can he provide for his family? Because that is what makes a woman feel secure.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like the broke motherfuckers always go for, of course, they go for a good woman because they know naturally, like you said, us as women, we're provide stability. And a lot of times we're going to be.
And we want stability, but we're forced to be the ones providing
But that's
it.
what I'm saying. We're forced naturally to be providers for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, naturally.
I don't think that's. I think we're forced to as a way that society.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, the way that society operates
and
has forced us women to be the more independent, exactly, and
more of the alpha woman,
exactly.
Which is why most men. I feel like a real alpha man, a real man, will understand that and won't be turned off or find the woman difficult for having standards. I had posted something yesterday about saying like, and people was like, well, honey, loving my story, because I basically said something on the lines of like, what did I say? I'm trying to remember what I said. Anyways, I'll pull it up. I was talking about stability and saying that nobody wants, fuck, I lost my train of thought. Fuck. What was I saying? That shit was good too. I had a point I was trying to fucking make. God damn it, Gina.
Anyway, let's take it back. All right, again. When it comes
Hold on, it'll come to me.
When it the alpha male thing. I feel like when you're an alpha male, if you practice in your emotional, if you have emotional intelligence, right, and you're an alpha male, then when you meet a woman who has been forced, right, who has been forced to operate in her more alpha femaleness, right, you may be more able to understand her harder parts and be able to give her that space to soften up, right? Because that's also another thing. Again, that safe place, right?
Oh, I know.
A woman is not going to be able to bring down her guard when she's operating in this hard, cruel world, the same world, and she's having to maintain and keep going in the same world that a man has to operate in and maintain in, right? So how could you operate as a man in this world and expect me as a woman who has to also operate in this same world? How can you expect me to not be hardened a little bit, right? But the ideal man should be able to give you that place to where it's like, okay, but when it's me and you can soften up. You can feel safe enough so that you can let that guard down so that you can submit within our situation. Even though when you go out there to that world, you got to put on this cover, you got to put on this hard shell. But when you come home, baby, you could just be you. Right, and give you that safe place gentle, to where you can exactly, and then also understand when it's a little bit difficult. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I'd be like, hold on, like I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like I just caught myself. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I'm working on this whole submissive thing. You know what I'm saying? And he may give you that space to do it, but at the same time, like it's something that takes work. When you're out here and again facing this world, you know what I mean, and you got to put up that hard exterior, it's hard to just bring it down.
Yeah, so that's the point I was making about how alpha, like that is what we have to experience. Most women have to be alpha women in this society nowadays, and that a real alpha man or a real man, it don't have to be alpha, will understand that and won't peg a woman for being difficult because she's having standards of what it is that she wants and needs from a man in order for her to be submissive. Because basically what I posted, she's not difficult. She just wants to make sure you are serious before she gives you her heart. Because when she loves you, she loves hard. And then I put, if he thinks you're difficult for having standards and wanting a meaningful relationship, don't waste your time. That shit can't be replaced. He's not serious. He still want to play. Stay focused on you. Let him waste his time being a player until he old as fuck with ED and lonely. So this is like 100. I love, but I'm just speaking facts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a real alpha man is going to understand that. And he's, like you said, is going to provide a comfortable space for you.
An alpha man with emotional intelligence.
Is going to understand that and provide that space for you. Make you feel comfortable and so that you can get to the point to start allowing your guard to come down so that you can be submissive. Submissive. And being submissive is difficult for women who've gone through things and been betrayed and whatever the case may be. So being submissive is easier for some women than it is for others. And I know for me, my experiences and my thought process about men and how I respect them, it plays into how I will be submissive to you. Yep. So I need to provide that. Like for me, you have to be where I'm at or 10, 20 steps ahead of me for me to even have respect for you or to talk to you. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Because I tried, like recently over the years, I was like, okay, open to someone, potential. I'm not going to say no names, right? So boom, I finally see this person I've been talking to, dating, whatever. And what I said, I was like, okay, he has potential. He's hustling, whatever. But I didn't realize, I knew that he didn't have as much money, but I didn't realize how broke it was until I was with that person, around that person. And I also understood, like, okay, his mindset wasn't broke, but I still felt like he had a broke mindset, the way he thought about stuff. And then financially he was broke. So I was feeling like, okay, you're sitting here trying to, when I was talking about, oh, they want to feed, this is real life. I have my money to, and now you're trying to make me feel some type of way about spending my money. Okay, this is my money. You're trying to clock my money. You're trying to clock my money. You're trying to control.
I know what you're talking about.
Money.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And I'm sitting here trying to be submissive by allowing you, okay, help me convert this currency.
Feel like a man.
But I'm gonna let you feel like a man. You can hold this money even though it's mine. But if I say I'm hungry, pay my food. If I say I want this merchandise, you buy that shit. Don't try to clock and count my money so that you can see how much is left over, not just for you, but how you're gonna feed this person, your godson, or this person, this
about
person.
The Africans again.
Yes, because that's been my dating experience. I gave you an example from when I was young, dating. You could tell. You see,
I know because.
That was
I can't decipher. I don't know what these niggas' intent is. I don't fuck with it at all.
But just by telling you my experience versus dating young, and then this is me dating older, and this person doing that, where I was just like, yeah, nah. And then it turned in, you never used to talk to me like that. You never, and I was just like, okay.
I don't respect you.
Now it's hard for me to respect you because you begging me for money. The way you're being manipulative.
Any old way, she don't respect you. If you asking her for money, she don't respect you. Like point blank period. If you
it's not even a direct ask. Sometimes it's not even direct. It's like when you're complaining and you're talking indirectly and then telling me, I just need some support. Motherfucker, I'm a single mom. I'm not looking to support anybody aside from my child and myself and my mother.
Well, and now you ain't doing shit for me. What the hell do I look like supporting a grown ass man?
So that's why I was like, I looked at the potential and I looked at factors.
Why would that be attractive? I am not attracted to a man who needs me to take care of him.
I just need some support.
Or men that just want to take from women.
But
to me, that is so unattractive.
But this is the thing where I'm like, okay, you're working off a broke mindset a little bit because you have a platform where you have the potential to monetize this shit to where you don't have to ask anybody for shit, right? You can't use where you at. The internet is global. There's ways around shit. There's the internet. It's unlimited opportunities and shit to get done, right? So at the end of the day,
that's the part when it comes back to the type of man you're fucking with, right? Because you have some of these men out here.
They're ambitious, but to a certain point where they want you to do the shit for them.
They have ambitions because they want to be famous or they want to do this.
But what I hate the most is when these niggas, you telling niggas. But what I hate the most is a man will ask you for advice or whatever the case it may be. You can tell them a play or tell them what to do, and they still expect you and want you to do it. Nah. And that is also like another thing that I find too. Like, okay, so you have a broke mindset on top of broke pockets, and then I'm telling you what to do.
They be like, you know what? I figured out this is what I'm going to do. And I want to do this project. But in order to do this project, I need a droid. What is it? What is that thing called? The thing that flies there?
A drone.
I need a drone, right? So if I get a drone, then I can make more money. Hit with that. I can make more money, but I just got to figure out how I'm gonna get the drone so I can make more money. More money. Well, how about you create a fucking plan that doesn't involve me or somebody else?
Have a strategy
so that you can go make some more money. Nigga, figure it out, because us as females, we're out here trying to figure it out.
We don't have that luxury to sit here and cry all day. If you do, you cry while you figuring that shit out, or you have your 24, your little breakdown, whatever, then you wipe your fucking tears off and you get back to the grind and figure it out. As women, sometimes we don't even have that luxury to sit there, deal with our emotions, figure our emotions out. We don't have that luxury. And by the time you do, it's like, it's so much that you on the point of like emotional breakdown sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just so much on top of like life, society that you dealing with. And then it's like, yo.
I feel like there are a lot of men out there who, like, their approach to life.
Okay, wait, I just gotta say this.
Their approach
you
to
gonna
life
be a broke nigga, you gotta at least cook and clean out the house or some shit.
Look, they have like this lax approach, right? So what they've decided to do with their lives is to, you know, try to be like a social media star, or try to have these little bullshit ass businesses that really at the end of the day don't bring nothing in, but they justify that as like like where their time goes. That's really what it's used for. Oh yeah, you know, I
gotta be active so that I can maintain my followers and I don't lose followers and get likes.
But us as women, like, we got to get out here and get real fucking jobs. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the time you see men like that going and looking for situations with women that they see on top of their shit, because their approach to life is not on top of their shit. You know what I'm saying? So they'll seek out women who got their shit together because they know that they just need a situation to help them maintain their bullshit ass life that they got going, right? That's a different type of man from like a man who, you know what I mean, has his own career going, or is ambitious and is actually making shit happen, right?
Not looking for anything from you.
These days, everybody is a fucking entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's a fucking rapper. Everybody's a fucking producer. These niggas be coming at me, oh, you're a rapper.
A model.
I don't do those, nigga. You're a rapper, you're a producer. Oh, you own a fucking record label that I've never fucking heard of, right? So
I don't see your business on that Secretary of State.
There's a lot of men out there that's just their default to make it seem like they're doing something with themselves, right? But then, you know, and it fucks it up for the men that are actually out here like with some ambition doing those same similar things, because you do have producers and rappers that are actually doing something with it and making something out of it. But like I said, you got these other set of niggas who's just out here using it as a cloak. Then you got these rapper ass niggas coming asking, oh girl, if he could hold a couple dollars, nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Because I gotta produce, you know, I gotta make this video. I gotta.
How could you ever expect a woman to submit to you and that's the way that you get down?
Support your dreams.
Like, I don't, like, I'm all for supporting a man in his dreams, especially if it's like my dude, like, you know what I mean? But there's gotta, it has to be reasonable. I'm not going to be the one in the relationship who's holding down the stability of the situation so that you could go out and you could just be so free that you could have all the time in the world to just figure it out because I'm holding down the stability. That is not to be respected. I for sure will not be submitting to no situation like that. You feel me? Like, oh, I can just go be an entrepreneur and just, you know, throw this shit at the wall and see what fucking sticks. Or you go out there and you maintain a stable job where you get health care for our family and you get a steady paycheck so we can keep the bills paid while I go out there and I fucking figure it out. No, nigga, no. You finna submit to my ass. You finna submit to my ass. But what woman wants a situation like that? You feel me?
No woman.
No woman.
On that note, your girl Fineapple Kouassi got to get out of here. I got to go to the restroom. I've been holding it, but I would like to say thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to all streaming platforms. We're on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, follow, like, share, subscribe. We're on Instagram, all that good stuff. Make sure that you text us Talk Black. Stay connected with us. Talk to us to 356-1029. And this episode is sponsored by
Mrs. Eddie's.
And
what?
Kouassi Kustoms. We out. I gotta go pee, y'all. Bye.